Now I'm going to demonstrate how to convert your range from natural gas to LP. If the model of your range starts with either a B as in boy or a T as in Tom, in order to find what your model number is, should you not know, you can refer to the website for directions on where to find your rating plate on your range, which shows the model number. But if your range starts with a B or a T, meaning it has a battery ignition system or a thermocouple ignition system, the conversion is as follows. The first thing we're going to do is convert the gas regulator. In order to do that, you need to gain access to that. So go ahead and remove the top burner grates from your range and set them aside. And then remove the main top from the range. Now you just lift up at the front and lift off the hinge pins on the back of the range. In order to convert the regulator, it requires something as simple as a standard crescent wrench. You want to remove the cap on the top of the regulator, and the regulator is located at the left rear side of the range where the gas inlet is attached. Go ahead and loosen it up and remove the cap. Now when you receive your range, the plastic plunger inside the cap of the regulator should be in the natural gas position. In order to convert it to LP or propane gas, you want to firmly hold the cap and snap that pin out of the cap. Flip it over and then snap it back into the cap. When you have it in the LP position, it should look as you see it here. If you have any question, on the side of the pin it shows LP and natural. Once you've snapped the cap back in, the pin back into the cap, go ahead and replace the cap onto the regulator. And then use the crescent wrench to lightly tighten it back into the regulator. The next step in the conversion process is to convert the oven thermostat control from the natural to the LP or propane position. In order to make that conversion, there are two adjustments that need to be made on the front of the control. Now, to make it easier to understand where these adjustments are at, I have a thermostat here that is exactly the same as the thermostat that's in this unit. As you can see, there is an adjustment to the right of the thermostat stem, and another adjustment that needs to be made to the left of the thermostat stem. Now I'll demonstrate how to make each one of these changes, starting with the one on the right. You remove the oven thermostat control, and as you can see, there's a hole to the right of the thermostat stem. That is where you access the setting to the right of the control. Reach through there with a standard straight blade screwdriver, engage the screw, and then rotate the screw until it tightens down and stops and can no longer be turned. It's not necessary to over tighten this screw, just snug it up and that'll be good. That is the only conversion that needs to be made on that screw. Now the adjustment on the left hand side is for the pilot on the oven burner. In order to adjust that, we first need to light the pilot in order to see how big the flame is. So I'm going to put the knob back on. Now I'm going to rotate the oven thermostat control to the pilot position. At this point I push in on the knob, and as you can see, the pilot will light. Now you may have to hold in on this knob for as much as 30 to 60 seconds until that pilot lights and has time to heat the thermocouple so that it stays lit when you let go of the knob. If it doesn't light, push it back in and hold it a little bit longer until you can let off of the knob and the pilot stays lit. At this point, you can see the flame is just a little bit larger than it should be to operate properly. So you need to make an adjustment to it. So you pull the oven thermostat control off, and with it in that pilot position, you access the adjustment screw through this slot to the left of the thermostat. Engage the adjustment screw and turn it clockwise until it is just small enough that the tip of the flame touches the bottom of the thermocouple. And the thermocouple is located at the top of the pilot. Once you have it in that position, you've got it properly adjusted to the LP position or propane position. But you still want to check it and make sure that when you turn it from pilot to light the burner, that burner lights within a 3-second period. So let's give it a try. Now the burner is lit. That's the way the burner should light if you have the pilot properly adjusted. Now, as you can see, that burner is extremely large. It still needs to be converted. So we'll take care of that next. Now, as we saw in the last step of the process, that oven burner was quite large and needs to be adjusted to an LP position. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach in there and we're going to make this adjustment. At the base of the burner, there is a orifice hood that requires a 1/2-inch wrench to turn. We're going to turn that orifice hood from right to left until it seats on the base of the control. This may take as much as 2 or 3 full revolutions to seat. That should be all that's necessary to convert the oven burner to the LP position. Now that we've adjusted it, we should make sure that the burner lights and burns with a nice clean blue flame with no lifting or fluttering of the burner. So we're going to go back and we're going to put it in the pilot position. We're going to light the pilot. Once the thermocouple is satisfied, which, as I say, takes maybe 10 seconds, release it. If the pilot stays lit, then you can rotate it to a cooking temperature to check the burner. As you can see, the oven burner is burning clean and across all the ports and lit in a very short period of time.